Hello and welcome everybody to another It is Wednesday once again. That means it is once again time for a Touhou project. I've got with me Dr. Nyri A. Bakkalian here, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Anyway, I thought I would make an entrance with a Prime sub. Remember, if you've got Amazon Prime, why not use the free sub that comes with it every month and throw some of Jeff Bezos's money at your favorite creator? Anyway, I am Dr. Nyri A. Bakkalian. It's a pleasure to see you all. For those who don't know me, my doctorate and my PTSD both come from the University of Pittsburgh, where I studied Japanese history and how not to die when an entire department of comfortably tenured professors seemed hell-bent on killing me. And we are here to talk about Perfect Cherry Blossom. And from all I can gather, this is going to be a fun one because this is going to get into, and Moo, if you'll indulge me, um,
Sure.
this is going to get into something that I encountered as an undergraduate, where as a brand new undergraduate scholar of Japanese history, I had as a brand new scholar of Japanese history, I had a Chinese studies specialist as my advisor, and it was a little bit frustrating because the running joke, which wasn't actually a joke, was, "Hi, I'm Dr. Clark, and what's the correct answer? China." It was always China invented it, China did it first, China, is at the root of it. And then I actually became a proper scholar of Japanese studies, and then I found out he was right. All of that to say, today's topic appears to be yet another case of Dr. Clark being right. And you'll see why. I'm actually really excited to see it, to watch as Moo is playing, because uh, just so some of you already know this, but before we have these streams, Moo will play it through once or twice, and she will send me a list of, okay, here are some names and terms that you should be aware of, just to give you an idea of what we're going to be covering in terms of period or special topic or whatever. And she doesn't
Basically,
tell me everything because, hmm?
basically, I look for any nouns in the game and just post those.
Yes, yes. And usually what comes of that is she doesn't tell me everything, because some things, as you all know, in fact, I think for some of you it's your favorite part of the stream where I am blown away by something Zun snuck in. Um, but generally speaking, that gives me a sense of, okay, what is Zun talking about in this one? What is the focus? What are some of the particularly obvious jokes, right? Like, because Zoom likes to work in wordplay quite a bit, and this one is very heavily Tang Dynasty and, like, Heian period ritual practice, and even some Chinese classics. So I'm really excited about this, um, and I wanted to also add I am now solidly. Hmm?
BBC's comment. You should make sure you know
You
these
should make
nouns.
sure you know.
They'll probably come up. Number one, cherry. Number two.
Cherry. Uh, um, but the other thing I wanted to say is that I am now solidly in crowdfunding for my top surgery, and if you happen to have a few dollars to spare, I would be ever so grateful if you could say, if you feel so inclined, subscribe to my Twitch, or send a few dollars to my crowdfund. I'm doing the crowdfund in stages, because this is we have to sort of be mindful of travel, accommodations, and anesthesia, um, as separate fundraising goals. So we're starting with just fundraising for gas, because we're going to be going cross country. I'm going to be California for busts. Yes. Uh, for Look up that hashtag on Blue Sky. I've been talking about it. So one of my oldest friends and I are going to be driving 4,000 miles to Southern California and filming the trip. Not all of it, but significant portions of it, as a snapshot of trans life in the present historical moment, and a story about the importance of perseverance and joy, especially in times that are difficult. So I'm going to drop a link in the chat now, and thank you very much. Let's get started, shall we?
We shall. With this being another retro Touhou game, it comes with its own set of compatibility issues and things that make it a little bit obnoxious to stream. So I will be running it at its native resolution of 640 by 480. That's right, 640 of God's own pixels, which was the standard monitor size at the time. Usually it's like in the 2000s now. And so I'm going to be viewing this as a postage stamp, because if I run the game at full screen, the frame rate uncaps and the game becomes completely unplayably fast to the point where you can't navigate the menus anymore. And while I could potentially find a patch for that particular issue, it's just something that I have a system that works right now, and that is play it in a tiny window. So
let's hear it for the mods who make these things possible via, the mods, the modders who make the mods, who do this as a labor of love and make these pieces of video game history still accessible to us all today.
Preach it. Absolutely. Let's get into it. Okay. Oh, let's see. I had messed with my desktop audio amount, and so I need to recenter it. So hopefully this is good. Previously I had set so my microphone and desktop audio, if they are matched, then the audio balance is good on my end, and like from my perspective and what it sounds like when I listen back to it. So let me know if you got any complaints about the audio balance, because I have changed things slightly. And yes, the menu music in this game is much louder than the actual button presses here. So, as with Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, we can choose how many extra lives we start with, which gives us a point bonus at the end of each stage. And then, as per standard, if you want the good ending, or an ending that isn't just, and then you walked away and complained and said, I'm gonna try again, then you need to beat the game on normal on 1 credit. That is going to be a particular challenge for me on this one. So, we've got our difficulty levels as usual. Primer, easy level, aimed at those who aren't very good at shooting games. Ordinary, normal level, aimed at those who are ordinary at shooting games. Barrier, hard level, aimed at those who play shooting games at the arcade. Miracle, lunatic level, aimed at those who are praiseworthy. Wonderful Shrine Maiden of Paradise, Reimu Hakurei. Movement speed medium, focus shot slow, initial bombs 3, bomb cherry loss, small. Special ability, smaller hitbox, extra time for bombing after getting hit. A longer border of death than other characters. And you'll notice that we have bomb cherry loss there, which is a specialized mechanic for this game in particular. It functions a little bit similarly to the 10 Desires soul mode, where you become briefly invincible or gain a barrier kind of thing. Marisa Kirasame, Ordinary Black Magician. Movement speed fast, focus speed medium, initial bombs 2, bomb cherry loss large, special ability, low threshold of items max value, low point of collection boundary. So, Marisa is a very greedy playstyle because the item get borderline, as is famous in the series, is rather low on the screen. This, in addition to being particularly fast, means that you can get items pretty rapidly, but the capstone for, or the the capped amount for how much you can expand the value of a base point item is lower. And Perfect and Elegant Servant, Sakuya Izayoi. Movement speed medium, focus speed fast, initial bombs 4, bomb cherry loss medium. Large grazing coverage, low loss of cherry points after getting hit. After doing a bit of practice, I played through one run as Reimu, and then I did some extra stage practice as Marissa, and so I think I like Marissa's setup better in this game. Magic Sign, High Power type, Magic Missile, Magic Napalm, Stardust Reverie, and Milky Way. Love Sign, Penetration type. Stream Laser, Illusion Laser, Non-Directional Laser, and Master Spark. Here we go. Stage 1. Cherry petals should have fallen like snowflakes. Yeah, it was still silver with snow. The spring of silver snow. And once again, with these early games, the item get borderline only activates after you're already at maximum power. Saki is a maid, not a goat. Ho, 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 ho. So you can see we're picking up Cherry Blossom pickups. And if we get enough of those, we will enter a special mode. Hey! Look who it is. It's an unseasonal wintertime, so who we're going to find, of course, Cheruno, the Ice Fairy. Goodbye. She's not very strong as usual.
Been an interesting cherry blossom season this year. I'm glad I've actually been able to see it.
It's tradition at this point. What am I even doing out here? It's way too easy to get stranded on snowy mountains in winter. And do you know why that is? What winter left behind, Lady White Rock. Because there aren't any mountains without snow in winter. Might you already be stranded? Nah, I'm ordinary. Poor thing, the cold's really gotten to you, hasn't it? Sure has. It'd normally be the season for us humans to be sleeping under cherry trees by now. Winter is certainly dragging on this year. At this point, I'm also ready for a long, deep sleep. Hang in there. Falling asleep in this cold will kill ya.
Oh, Moo had sake this year. And did a very good act of being Venus RL.
Supernatural border. So if we get hit during this, we delete all bullets, but if we keep this border until it runs out, we get a big point bonus. Also, spell
Cold
card name?
sign, lingering cold.
Perfect, thank you. From my understanding, if I remember correctly, Lady White Rock here is a avatar of wintertime, or something along those lines. Spirit of Winter, yokai representing winter.
My thought was, okay, are you supposed to be what if Krampus but cute? Winter sign, flower wither away. Or a Yuki-onna. Although, the interest, as I've said on this stream before, the interesting thing about Yuki-onna is that there's a bunch of different kinds. The one in the Touhou region is alleged to be an alien.
Even if it's someone like that, I guess taking him down might bring back spring little by little. Stage 2. It wavered in the village if people are not. Meiohiga, the... Oh well.
Oh man, if this is what I think it is, okay, so pause. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing about. Here's the thing about Japanese orthography. So the way of spelling out a word, right? Today the word mayoi is written ma mayoi, lost, wandering. But in early modern Japanese, and before that in classical Japanese, you would write the e of mayoi with a katakana hi. So it's written mayohi, but it's pronounced mayoi. And this is a form of spelling that isn't really used anymore, because that's just not how you pronounce Japanese anymore. But if you're doing things like classical Japanese poetry, or you're, say, writing a formal prayer to the gods, which is something that really only a shrine priest would be properly doing, you would be using that kind of spelling. So once again, the deep knowledge of Shinto is ornery or norgreg. Yes. But yes, this is once again Zun showing their depth of knowledge of history and religious practice. I'm very impressed.
Hehe. So yeah, unfortunately that screen text goes by way too fast to read aloud. So I couldn't get the level name or half of the description text there.
That is an Issei style tori down there.
Power items also become cherry blossoms if you're at max power. And as mentioned, I now have access to the item get borderline. Introducing Chen! Kitty. Once again, Zun doing the thing where the music synchronizes to the fights.
A hermit sign, Fang Huang egg. Fang Huang being the, in Japanese, the whole. It's often rendered as phoenix, but it's a different bird.
Everyone's favorite Master Spark. Obliterate the entire screen with just a forward-focused laser. Chen remains another popular character that nonetheless has not appeared very often. Ugh, finally. Seems like something sort of human might live here. Like a cat, maybe. Or a dog. Or a fox. Springing to your call. And what springs out gets hammered down, right? Black cat of ill omen, Chen. Well, what's your business here? Nothing considered four-legged things. You've lost your way, haven't you? That's what ending up at the Village of the Lost means. There wasn't a way to lose. Since visibility was so poor in the snowstorm and the wind was changing by the moment... Oh, the wind was changing? Figures. I bet you don't even know your way back anymore. Figures.
Shikigami sign soaring.
Sounds like I should pause.
Oh no, they it's the best. Yeah, Zoe, of course, my dear fellow practitioner in the Taoist arts, Zoe knows what she's seeing. Yes, that is in fact yes, seime-sama onegai. Okay, so let's back up. Seiman Doman. So the Seiman is the Seimei bellflower, the pentagram. It's not a pentagram in the Western sense, but it's kind of doing the same thing. It represents the 5 phases in Chinese wuxing, or East Asian wuxing 5 phases elements magic. The 5 phases, all things in balance. It's also a common seal, but it's not the only seal. There's a different kind of seal called the Dolman Lattice, which was by made famous by early Heian Minister of Magic. Yes, they had those in Japan. Abe no Seimei, who was an onmyoji. And Ashiya Dolman was his colleague and rival, who had his own thing that was 9 cuts. It's sort of like biblically accurate tic-tac-toe is what it looks like. And as for Shikigami, that opens an entire can of worms, because Shikigami are a crucial part of more involved rituals in this tradition. Shikigami is basically what in the West would be called a poppet. It's a sort of a familiar to Kojiki accurate tic-tac-toe. Yeah. But Shikigami are a kind of poppet. It's a servitor. It's like a little figure that you make out of straw or out of paper, and they do your bidding, and then when it's done, they're discarded. Shikigami are the synthetic familiars, if you will. It's not like in the Western tradition, like with a cat or a bird. This is more just like you're making a guy to do work for you. It's like a straw man, except that the straw man is actually employed by you. So that's very interesting to see those two things in rapid succession, because that has implications for where this is going.
All right. Oh, that high focus damage is so good. Reimu's damage is, with the homing ability, is quite low. So I'm getting through these patterns a lot faster by Bane beneath her. Spell card.
Heaven Sign, Tianshan's Roughly. Now, if this is my Chinese pronunciation is in Chinese rather than in Japanese pronunciation is a little bit rusty, but Tianshan, if that's what I think it is, that will be the heavenly sage. So the Xian of Tianshan would be the Xian of Xiantai, which is a place in Journey to the West. So like the place where in the Tales of Su Wukong, where Monkey steals the peaches of immortality, that's where the immortals are hanging out. And Xiantai is important for another reason, because a certain one-eyed, flamboyantly bisexual daimyo in the early 17th century saw that name in the Chinese classics and said, "I want to name my house that," and thus today we have the city of Sendai.
Whoa.
Yeah.
When you said flamboyant one-eyed person, I was thinking you were going to do a sidetrack about Majima.
You know, now that you mention it, Majima Goro, beloved character in the Like a Dragon franchise, has played Okita Soji in the Like a Dragon Ishin game.
I thought that might be the case.
However, if you were to have Sengoku Basara, like a Warring States era, with the Like a Dragon crew, you would have to have Majima as Date Masamune. You just would have to. Yeah, it would. And never mind that it's the wrong eye. Majima is not bound by such things. But one-eyed, flamboyantly bisexual warlord in this case is Date Masamune, so he knew his Chinese classics, so he named his home after the home of the immortals. But the Xian in Tenshan is that. It's the Sen of Sendai. Hermit sign, sky immortality. Are you ready, guys? Put your guns on!
Oh, I forgot to mention. Below you can see the word enemy, and that is the horizontal alignment of where the boss is. An invention that started with this game and has been in every Touhou game ever since. Although it's been in various levels of subtlety, but there's always been a slight glow at the bottom of the screen telling you where you need to line up to be directly below the boss. Figures that I run into some rando.
Sengoku Basara has the distinction of being an anime that is utterly outlandish and ridiculous in terms of the facts, but manages to capture something of the persona writ large of so many of these figures from the Warring States era. But that is a conversation for another day.
It is snowing even into Paradise, the paradise that is already Alice's playground. One night, sentimental doll, I think it said?
Yes.
Alice Murgatroyd. Level just started and we're already ambushed by a mid-boss. Get out of here. Alice Murgatroyd again. It's funny every time. Extra life. Oh, with the supernatural border, you also instantly pick up any items that drop. Now, if you get hit while the border's active, you get no bonus, but it does allow you to... It does save your life. Died with no bombs available. Good thing. Oh, hold on. I'll allow that.
Okay.
I play a huge variety, so... let's see. What would be a good way to contact me? Contact me through my Blue Sky account. I move the slime on there. No guarantee I'll ever get around to it, though. It's rather nice out tonight. This bitter evening, nice. It's nice. 7-colored puppeteer, Alice Murgatroyd. You must be a wild magician, then. Is that better than a greenhouse magician? I'm more of a city magician. Oh? Then welcome to the frontier. Springtime's awfully cold out in the sticks, isn't it? And whose fault is it that we're having a snowstorm like this spring anyway? Not mine, if that's what you're implying. Really? Still, seems like you'd at least have a bit of spring on you. Then why don't I at least take your bit of spring as well? So it appears that we're aware that we're gathering pieces of springtime. And everyone seems to be collecting little bits of them, but Marissa has decided to try and hoard it.
Blue sign, fraternal French dolls.
Alice is a doll maker and uses her dolls for spells, and she has been a assistant protagonist in several of the games, including Subterranean Animism. She was one of the home-based people. Ah, very good. F. Zoe Blackheart? Exactly correct. This is that Iosa song.
Scarlet sign, red-haired Dutch dolls. I should know, I'm one myself. Although not this kind.
But yeah, apart from Cerno's perfect math class, I think this is probably the other most famous Iosis remix in existence. Is a remix of this song.
Darkness Sign, Foggy London Dolls.
The Iosis remix being called Marissa Stole the Precious Thing. What's the precious thing that Marissa stole from Alice? Her heart.
Magically luminous Shanghai Dolls.
Has winter always been this hectic? Normal humans aren't out and about very much when it's this cold. Not your normal human, I'll have you know. Are you an abnormal human? I'm normal, just not human. Here we go. From this point on, the bosses get kind of interesting and gimmicky. It's fun. Cherry Pills have been falling above from the clouds. Does Reishoden, the legendary place, truly exist?
Oh, Reishoden! Reishoden, the palace of the Tiandi, the celestial I can't. I'm thinking of it. Hang on. Let me make sure I'm getting the English translation correct. The Jade Emperor. That's it. It's the residence of the Jade Emperor.
Whoops. I'm dying without bombs in my inventory, and that's a good thing,
So once again, we're back to China and Taoism. I was waiting for that, Zoe. I was waiting for it.
Dang, I can't believe you got to have dinner with the Jade Emperor. You went out to get beef together? You'll notice that a lot of these enemies only counterattack when you kill them. Ah. Never mind. Although they do a different, significantly less intense attack. So it still might be worth it. The bomb that you use depends on whether you're focused or not when you activate the bomb. Lily White, a fairy representative of spring. We kinda need you here. Springtime is late. Get it together.
Springtime for Reimu and Izayoi.
That's all. Just I don't want to jinx it, but I am thinking that opting to play as Marissa was a good call here. I got lots of lives. Yes. Reimu has a attack that is very weak but homes in on enemies. Usually the later games are better balanced in terms of allowing Reimu to deal consistent but lower damage. But in this game in particular, I've noticed that Reimu's lower damage is significantly lower to the point where it feels a fair bit less useful. And also, this is the part where I admit I have not yet tried Sakuya. So you know how I mentioned there's going to be fun and interesting gimmick bosses? This barrier is incredible. No one amateur like me could crack it. Wonder what's hiding. That's a trade secret. Poltergeist keyboardist, Lyrica Prism River. Oh, pass, comrade. Yeah, that isn't going to work. Not that it matters, but who even are you? Doesn't matter, right? Yeah, guess it doesn't. The door opens when I defeat you. Lyrica, is this a friend of yours? Poltergeist violinist Lunasa Prism River. A good friend. Yes, a good friend. Poltergeist trumpeter Merlin Prism River. That's wonderful. At last our Lyrica's made a friend. Not to cut to the chase, but I'd like you all to do me a friendly favor and open this barrier. Won't you do us a friendly favor and stay for a song first? Don't forget to tip after the performance. Think of it as a friendly favor. Friendship. I'm not getting the sense you three can open that anyway. Alright, let the performance begin. Break a leg, sisters. She's your friend, isn't she? Why don't you play solo for once? Aw, alright. We'll be here if you need a hand. Hand seems pretty unnecessary. Note the boss name up in the corner there. Prism River Sisters. Not specifically this one. This song is fun and it's chaos. Once again, pretty famous remix of this particular song. Not Iosis, though.
Places sign, Phantasm, Gaming.
Triple boss.
Nether Keys, Fazioli Nether Performance. Great Funeral Concert Spirit Wheel Concerto Grosso.
Master Spark absolutely obliterates these because it hits all three of them at the same time. So it does triple damage to what the bomb should do. Which is why I laughed a bit earlier. There. Is the door gonna open now? This door doesn't open. But don't you also need to get inside? We just fly over it. Oh. I guess that's a solution. Stage 5. The girl lived in the world after death. She was a half phantom and half human. Let me die in spring beneath the blossoms of Kiragi's full moon.
Kisaragi's full moon. Karagi is the second month of the lunar calendar. So, roughly March.
Human, I see. You're just what I need. I'll be taking it all. Every last bit of your spring. Yomukan Baku, this is her first appearance. This is the character that has been playable in multiple games and has always had the if you hold the focus button, you don't attack at all, but charge up a sword slash.
Ghost Sword, Fasting of the Young Kreta.
Ooh. Getting it close. Can't be angry with that one. Had no bombs. It's getting a lot warmer. So this is what all the commotion was about. You're a living human. The half-phantom gardener, Yomu Kanpaku. There wouldn't be a commotion if I was a corpse? No, not at all. A human arriving at Hakugyokuro. Hakugyokuro. Thank you.
Hakugyokuro is the place in the Chinese tradition where the poets and philosophers go, and they're summoned to the court of the Jade Emperor to compose poetry in the life hereafter. It's like something like the pavilion of the pavilion of the White Jewel or something. Yeah, there's a Chinese poet, I think of the Tang Dynasty, named Li He, who at his death was said to have been visited by a messenger from the Jade Emperor, who said, to use the Japanese pronunciation, you have been summoned to the Hakugyokuro to compose odes before his Highness. There is no suffering and all is well. So this is the afterlife, everyone. Congratulations, we're all dead. Or at least we're among the dead.
One moment. All shall be well, and all matter of things shall be well. There, just had to do that. Should mean death in and of itself. Pretty sure I'm alive. And yet you went beyond that barrier by choice. A foolishness like that, of course the spirits would cause a commotion. Say, this place sure is nice and warm. Well, I should hope so. The essence of Gensokyo Spring has been gathered here. Ordinary cherry trees are in bloom beyond compare. Corpses having a fancy flower viewing. Ain't that elegant? Yet even this is not enough to bring the Saigyo Ayakashi to full bloom. The Saigyo Ayakashi? The Yokai Cherry Blossom, our pride and joy. Well, now you've got me curious. More to the point, with just the slightest bit more of spring, even our Saigyo Ayakashi will fully blossom. That trace of spring you brought here will be the final touch, so to speak. After the trouble I went through gathering all this, don't think I'll be handing it over that easy. All we need is that final touch. I have a better idea. I think I'm just going to take all the spring you've gathered and make that Yokai Cherry Blossom bloom myself. I won't be handing over any spring I've gathered. Me neither. The things that cannot be cut by my Rokanken are just about none. Anything to discuss, or?
Not at this time.
Okay.
Hellrealm Sword, 200 Yoljana, and 1 slash. A Yoljana is a Sanskrit term for unit of measurement.
That was embarrassing. Cool gimmick for this fight is right when the bullets are getting extremely close to you, time slows down for a sword slash, giving you a brief moment to dodge through it. We are absolutely not one character in this game. The final level is absolutely brutal. Animal Realm, Sword, Karmic Punishment of the Idle and Unfocused. Karmic? Oh, next time the lines appear on the screen, pause, okay. Human Realm Sword, Fantasy of Entering Enlightenment. Oh, this line stays on there. Ah! Heaven's
Sword, 5 Signs of the Dying Feather.
Once again, we're given a brief chance of improved dodging capability through slowdown. Got that one close. Now then, why don't I have you show me the way to that yokai tree? Well, as long as the Saikyo Ayakashi is brought to full bloom, I can't say I'm happy about it though. Who said I was gonna bloom the Saikyo Ayakashi? I just want to go flower viewing. Oh, trying to see if it had 9 cuts. Loathing this impure world, seeking rebirth in the Pure Land. The maiden remains in the other world. Please offer cherry blossoms to the Buddha should you wish to mourn for me in the other world.
It's the Syncretism episode, folks.
Syncretism episode.
But yes, you spotted it well. The Pure Land sect.
If you go any further, don't come crying to me if Mistress kills you. I can't exactly hand off the spring without going any further. I think this is an underrated stage song. That's one of my favorite songs in the series. It's simple, but I really like it. spell card.
6-realm sword. That's blurry. I can't read it. Sorry.
I see. Everywhere I go, everything's in full bloom. Not quite. Just a little more. With just a little more spring, even the Saigyo Ayakashi will be in perfect bloom. Go scroll in the Netherworld Tower, Yuyuko Saigyoji. I've got right here, the last bit of spring. Oh my, are you Yomu's successor? Nah, I wouldn't want to spend the rest of my life out in the middle of nowhere. A substitute, then? You listening to me? Yes, I'm listening. You're saying that when you die, you want to die beneath a cherry tree. What are you even talking about? In any case, I simply must break the seal on the Saigyo Ayakashi. Do it then, I'm not stopping you. Something good didn't happen?
Wait, hang on. She's already dead. She's already dead. It's already... I mean, I know this, but y'all don't know this. I will explain. Okay, you see the, do you see the, triangular hat?
Yeah, the kerchief. Who knows?
That is a thing that in Japanese popular depictions, that denotes a dead person.
We've actually seen this a couple of times throughout my streaming career here. There's a couple of ghosts in the game Yume Nikki that have that similar thing, including one that you can equip.
Yeah. It's called a sumboshi, and it's a thing that they put on the head of a corpse in Buddhist burial.
Yep.
And Gay Lily's got that last spell card for us. 6-realm sword, a single thought, and infinite kalpa. A kalpa is an eon in the Buddhist cosmology. Like it's an eon. It's a ridiculous amount of time.
Infinite aeons. Gotcha. I ain't giving it up for free, you know. How about for a flower viewing? Ours is sure to be a wonderful time and most lively. I think I do remember taking down some lively folk on the way here. That being said, the sight of the Netherworld's cherry blossoms may be more than a human eye can bear. Yeah, this place reeks of death. My, are you smelling with your eyes? It really stinks. Spring's never been so stinking dreary. How rude. The spring you're speaking of is none other than the spring of your Gensokyo. That's rude. Who the hell smells with their eyes? You're lagging behind in the conversation. Sound travels much more slowly in the Netherworld. I can't let a place with such a slow speed of sound have a spring like this. Isn't that a shame? I'll be heating things up a bit as I talk now. You can talk later, and waste the occasion. I'm taking back my dreary stinking spring, dead lady. I shall have your trace of spring, Black Witch. As with these older games, and it's a trend that kind of continued, but lessened over time, Marissa's storyline tends to be a little bit more meta and a little bit more goofy. Dead village, death of one's home, past sin. Then you spent. While I'm going through this boss fight, if someone can post a link to the Touhou wiki endings list, or endings, like, print script for this game, that would be appreciated, so I have a quick reference on it. Save me a little bit of time. Deadly Dance, Law of Mortality, Dead Butterfly. Discord DM. Gotcha, thank you.
Flowery soul, swallowtail, butterfly.
This is a cute gimmick. Oh wow, okay, there it is. There's a traveling... Those pellets can hit you too? Come on. There's a traveling explosion that chases you around and detonates. Repeatedly. Apparently the spectral traveling mode hurts you too, though. Didn't realize that. Subtle melody.
Subtle melody, repository of Yorkoa Dead Spirit.
Okay, so the video quality improved enough for it to be readable again?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Cherry Blossom sign, perfect ink, black cherry blossom, self-loss.
Oh, a mouthful.
Well, I mean, this is one of the things that voice training has been helping me with, being able to better handle mouthfuls in distinct manner. Cherry blossoms and a dead young lady. Yeah. Yeah, kind of.
My life might have ended knowing nothing of my misery were this world without... Resurrection Butterfly, 30%
Resurrection
reflowering.
Butterfly, 30% reflowering.
We're not done yet.
Self-loss, so that's supposed to be Borga. At least I think that's how that's written.
We still need to steal back the spring.
Okay, Samizo Man makes sense.
And so this is a survival pattern. You thought we were getting through this whole game without a single survival pattern, huh? Joke's on you. Very last pattern.
Just that.
One continue? Two continues? Something. Two spent continues? One spent? I don't know. Okay. The Kirisame residence. In the end, the Saigyo Ayakashi didn't fully blossom. Marissa turned to the cold of Gensokyo and decided to warm herself at home. So what was the point of it all? Did I really learn that my own home is best? Oh, fine. Clinging to cherry blossoms even after one's death. That's really pathetic, isn't it? Although it was only for a short while, Marissa enjoyed basking in the bounty of spring. She will surely set out to enjoy it again. Bad ending number 2. Try playing the game without continues next time.
Cherry blossoms themselves are evocative of death, because they fall so quickly. The connection is often made, and this is why the Japanese military even today uses cherry blossoms in its rank insignia. And yeah, cut down young.
The next world resplendent with sin-laden cherry blossoms, unseeable. Games are made by people. Some great choices of fonts for these early English translations, I gotta say. Yeah. Okay. So give me a second here. Translation. Versus scenario. No, that's the actual stage. Data. Ah, here we go. Marissa B, good ending number 7. Spring was drawing to a close in the Hakugyo
Hakugyokuro.
Gyokuro. Thank you. There, I posted in chat. Hakugyokuro. Thank you. In the end, this Saigyo Ayakashi blossomed, but not fully. The Netherworld's flower viewing feast was held with gracious success, as it was every year. Yomu. Every time. After these feasts, I'm stuck with cleanup duty. Should I rebel? Whoa, what a filthy garden. You came all the way here just to see this, too. Yomu. We're already closed. Marissa. As promised, I'm here for flower viewing. Reimu. Marissa was right. These cherry blossoms are wonderful. Promised? Says Yomu. Yomu. And since when did you two become ghosts? Reimu. It's easy enough to come here without dying. Yomu. Huh? But there's the barrier. Marissa. It disappeared as soon as Reimu touched it. Yomu. So don't touch it! That applies especially to people like her. Oh, haven't you finished cleaning yet? Yuyuko enters. Yomu, finish cleaning as soon as possible. We have some honored guests today. Guests? Lady Yuyuko, you don't mean... Us, of course, says Marissa. In your face! Ah, you're already here. Welcome to the Palace of Death and Cherry Blossoms. Reimu, it's nice to be invited, but I didn't want to be invited by a ghost. Yuyuko, anyway, Yomu, we're hosting a flower viewing feast today. Finish cleaning up already. Oh yes, I've invited the Prism River sisters as well. Marissa. I brought some Tsuchigumo... Tuchigumo sake. Tuchigumo sake. Come on, we'll be celebrating...
Tsuchigumo. That's one of the indigenous peoples that was from southern Kyushu. One of the indigenous peoples that the early Yamato court actually sent expeditions to destroy. They're said to... The name means earth spider. Draw your own conclusions, I guess.
Heck yeah. Cool. Come on, we'll be celebrating all night long. Yuyuko. Wow, excellent. That's as good as being revived. Yomu. You don't say. No duty is emptier than cleaning up after a feast. That, however, is merely a sign that the feast was very enjoyable. This is why, although cleanup duty feels futile to Yomu, she finds it reassuring. Ending number 7. Okay. So, as per usual, we will be experimenting with other characters as we play through the extra stages. 2 stages. Not just one, we've got 2 extra stages. Liu Fang, extra level, the road that shouldn't be taken. Do we have a translation for this?
Without characters, I can't begin to guess.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
So-
because that's Chinese specifically.
Game recommendation to try out Sakuya A, Jack the Ludobile, Jack the Ripper, Indiscriminate, and Killing Doll. Misdirection, Power Direction, Perfect Square, Private Square.
Take this love.
Tality Havoc gifted 10 subscriptions to the community.
Thank you, Lady Havoc. The cherry trees were already
my
in full
goodness,
bloom.
Thank you, Lady Havoc.
The cherry trees were... Thank you, Twitch. I'm trying to read some text here. Already, then I missed it. All right. Congratulations and enjoy to everyone who just received a gift sub. Oh wow, that has homing and focus. That seems kind of overpowered. At long last, we meet again. Today I'm repossessed and feeling freshy fresh. Hey, I've seen that cave before. Did you die to get here? I'm repossessed and feeling freshy fresh is a very caddish thing to say. Oni sign. Blue Oni, red Oni. For whatever reason, this is the most memorable spell card in the entire series to me. I have no idea why.
You see a great area. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ishin, Soren Bishamunten. Bishamunten.
Bishamonte, one of the 7 lucky gods. Red Oni, blue Oni. Yeah.
Might have to remove that from the VOD. Sorry. Gave me a chuckle, but maybe not here. Usually I make that drill tweet reference by just saying, well, 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 and that is enough to fill in the blank. Yes, yes, I'm a curmudgeon. Survival pattern in the regular stage, can you believe it? Ooh. Slimescription!
Slimescription, if you will.
Seems every time I look, the garden becomes larger and prettier. I smell a human. Oh, I'm mistaken. Shikigami of the Yokai of Boundaries, Ran Yakumo. No, you aren't. Apparently you're alive. Well, I'm not really sure. Are you dead? Appearance is enough to judge. And apparently you're a fox. And apparently you're a dog. Don't judge something by looks alone. Don't mistake me for a simple beast either. I'm the Shikigami of a powerful master. As such, my powers far exceed those of any yokai you've ever seen. Not to mention those of humans. Or dogs. There isn't a great difference between Shikigami cats and foxes. And where'd you see a cat? Just back there, near the stairs. That's a great change of subject. What do you mean? This time I see a fox. It's full of animals around here. So you met Chen. I've been searching for her. She's always restless like a cat, and now she's disappeared. Too bad for you. The cat went to the mountain to do laundry. Is that so? Maybe I should return to the hills too, then. A fox goes into the hills to die. Here in the other world, it would be a fitting grave for you. I bet you're the one who tormented Chen, aren't you? Chen is my Shikigami. I must take revenge for her. She's a yokai Shikigami's Shikigami? Oh, something like that. Ran herself is a Shikigami that has a Shikigami in the form of Chen. We have
Shikigami Shikigami.
nesting dolls of Shikigami here.
Shikigami Matryoshka, if you will.
Yep. Precisely.
See how they shine.
GC the gray area just cheered 500 bits.
Shikigami Senko Thoughtful Meditation.
Take this love.
F_Zoe
Wow.
Blackheart gifted 1 subscriptions to the community.
Wow. Everyone loves Ron. Ron Yakumo rules. There's no one who loves Ron more than Toby Fox. Uh. That previous farm was interesting because it's extremely, extremely intimidating. It looks like all you need to do is move an inch to the left every time she fires a new shot.
What point of the 12 general gods? This is getting. I think this is specifically well, not the Taoist. Like the guardians of the 12 different directions or something like that. It's been a little bit. They're not, in other words, they're not 12, like, general coverage gods. They're 12 gods who are generals. Commanders, yeah. Yeah, I can see it.
Ron,
Ice cream.
Ron loves spinning. Fox that spins is kind of a little bit of a joke. Ooh, Yokai Solidarity, and that's
Shiki
not her name.
Brilliant's Kitsune Tanuki Yokai Laser. Interesting. Actually, you know, Conley, it's funny you should mention tails that are propellers because the father of Japanese aviation, General Nagaoka Gaishi, had mutton chops that he deliberately grew very, very, very wide. And it became like his thing because he wanted to advocate for air power every chance he got. Shiki, brilliant, charming, we see small sides. So if you see pictures of an elderly Japanese man with like a propeller mustache, that's basically that's who that is. No word on whether or not he could use it for extra lift when he was flying, though.
The inspiration for Tails absolutely could have been inspired by the mythology of foxes with extra tails, but I do not know if that's...
Shiki Brilliant's Princess Tenko Illusion.
Ah!
One
of these
assumes
patterns.
that one assumes that the coal in this case is fox, but I'm not sure. Princess Heavenly Fox, yeah.
Oh, it's hard to get damage in on this one.
Princess Tenko. This is with a name like that. It's like, oh, how's the weather in Kyoto?
Oh, goodness, I have no idea what to do about this.
Yeah.
I'm so close! Come on! Oh.
Jiggy shot ultimate. Oh god, ultimate Buddhist.
Uh-oh.
What would the ultimate Buddhist? Oh boy. Oh, you weren't kidding. The symbol that
Oh
is
no.
Buddhist, but has been corrupted by the influence of the bad German man with the mustache. I see.
Oh no. That's the furthest I've ever gotten in that, so that genuinely caught me off guard.
Okay, so like let's break this down a little.
Yes.
So the swastika in its Buddhist and Hindu usage usually points in the other direction from the one that you're thinking of. And even in Japan today, it is still a common symbol on maps to denote a Buddhist temple. And it was also a family crest for some people, because they were particularly devout Buddhists historically. And it's called the manji. That's the Japanese term. But of course, it's when it's tilted and pointing in the other direction that it's from the bad German man with the mustache.
So that was maybe my best showing of that stage I've ever done, so thank you for the advice on trying Sakuya A, because I think that character really allowed me to do a lot better. So, let's try the...
Unnatural 20.
Go ahead.
Princess Panko? What?
Let me catch up a bit on some of the... Tree was using the power of the sealed soul, which turned out to be Yuyuko's soul herself. Back in the realm of the dead.
Gay Lily says if you want to try Reimu, her needle attack is pretty good in this game.
Pet cubed. I just noticed that one. Yes, F Zoe. Let's see. Kunai make me think of ice cream.
Huh. Well, Princess Panko is like the official princess of the Baking Kingdom.
Nyri.
You're welcome.
Anyway.
Panko is made by passing electrical current through dough. I had no idea. Thank you. Today I learned.
Fantasy. Phantom level. And actually, yeah. I will do the starting extra stage as Reimu, but with Persuasion Needle, as recommended. However, the Japanese hearts were not satisfied yet. Summon of the Yokai Summon. We're not full power, but we do have access to item get borderline.
Having a time, you say, Zoe?
At long last, we meet again. Today I'm repossessed and feeling freshy fresh. What about you as freshy fresh as a guy like?
Oh, Gladiators, yeah, I saw. I'm thinking back to the one YouTube compilation I watched of of Yakuza 0 where the first glimpse the player got of Mr. Shakedown, he said, "Oh look, a Redditor."
What? Oh my god, the border bonus wore off right before I got hit. Whoops, I'm throwing.
Yeah, turns out this, yeah, Mr. Shake, yes, because Mr. Shakedown wears a fedora.
Letters to the Redditor.
Anyway, folks, as usual, if you have questions for me about topics in Japanese history or religion or topics that are relevant to this game,
Extra stage is a great
drop
time
them
for
in
him.
the chat.
Yep,
Yes.
because I'm going to be replaying stuff and there's not going to be new story moments, so. Wow, that was a very generous death border. That should have been way too late, but let it happen anyway.
Yeah, the bad German man soiling the manji. Yeah. Yeah. So the manji is actually part of a family of symbols throughout the Persianate world. So the part of Eurasia that's influenced by Persian culture, like Indo-Iranian broadly. So it has a lot of cousins that have not been soiled. But the manji itself, unfortunately,
Yep.
And I bring that up because the Armenian symbol of eternity is it's easy to not see the similarity because the lines are curving. It's curving lasers rather than angled, but it's basically the same thing, only with a lot more arms.
If I traveled all the way to the land of the dead only to find what I was looking for wasn't here, that would totally suck. Oh, how unusual. Are humans like this here too? What do you mean like this? Like you. Naive little humans clothed in red-white. First a cat and now a fox. When did this place become an animal realm? Ah, so you're the human who gave Chen a hard time? Did I? Chen is my Shikigami. She's recovered and now stronger than before. Was she? Wait, she's your Shikigami? Aren't you a Shikigami yourself? Indeed I am. My master is still asleep right now. Ah, so you're the one I'm looking for then. For what? Preparing the border between the Netherworld and our world, and come to think of it, for that to happen I got to talk with your master. My master is hibernating. Wake her up. I also act as her bodyguard. I have no intention of allowing troublemakers to meet with my master. Now you will meet your end at the hands of the strengthened Chen. If you mean that cat, I met her just now. You did? How did that go? It was nothing special. Well, but she was still recovering. Didn't you just say she had already recovered? Looks like I have to take revenge for her now. Just as I expected. Defeat a Shikigami and maybe its master will wake up. Hey, even my master wakes up eventually. Well, in the meantime, there's more immediate obstacle around. I am many orders of magnitude different from Chen.
Are her ears papered over with Gofu?
She's wearing a cap that has spots for her ears, and I think those do have little talisman-ish things on them.
Yeah, Zoe, a bonnet, but it papered over with yellow. There we go.
Yeah.
See? Call it that.
Incredibly intimidating pattern, but if you looked at what I actually did there, it's just step to the left very slowly, or step to the right very slowly. this pattern too. There's a corridor that seems to mostly take form, and so you only need to dodge a couple of bullets as long as you stay in the middle of that corridor. Make tactical use of the Fairy Blossom bonus in order to skip the pattern entirely. Nice. Whew. Fantasy. Phantasm level. Planned Chaos. Phantasmagoria. She was also living on the border of Gensokyo, the boundary of humans and yokai. Coming up, we're going to meet for the first time, although not the first time for the stream, a important character that has been present in and mildly involved in a solid portion of all the game's since. She's just sort of been vaguely there or vaguely involved in some small way. If you play as Reimu in the game Subterranean Animism, she is one of the assistants that you have on the surface. In fact, I think she's the one that we went with when we did our playthrough. Yukari talking to us through the orbs. If you heard me say a name, don't worry about it. Huh? What? No, didn't say a name or anything. Yeah. No, you'll see who it is. Sometimes you just screw up the dramatic tension. I guess it was just the wind. You again? I'm already so tired today. I was just about to go to sleep, too. I'll let you really rest in peace this time. Ice cold, Sakuya, damn. So you can see that this is kind of the same thing. New spell card name?
Shikigami Protection is Zenki and Goki.
I believe this was mentioned in the chat by name. We're in the red Oni, blue Oni. I feel like I heard those names like just a moment ago.
Oh boy! Shikigami channeling Dakimiten. Are we really channeling? Okay.
Is that a bad move?
Zoe, you want to handle this?
With the tone of voice of someone who just revealed a tarot card that's themselves flying into power lines. Is that good?
Okay. Zoe wants to know if much it can tap into the call.
Um,
The trouble is we don't... do we have an avatar?
uh,
There we are.
Oh, ah! I keep on forgetting lag is a thing that exists.
1 second here.
Okay, so
I
hello.
might be able to get this to work. Let's see here.
We have to take a moment to talk about this because it is not casually that one invokes the name of that entity.
I mean, there are some exceptions to those rules, but I am technically one of them.
Okay, we have you in this one. Copy.
Alright.
Paste.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. We have a new.
Anyway, new question mark.
We have a new guest in the call. That's all I was saying.
Okay, fair enough. A lot of y'all know that Nyri and I are practice Shinto. We belong to two very different sects of Shinto, and that's SECT. I am of the Inari faith, and Nyri is of the Hachiman faith. This is we're just gonna gently make sure the credentials are there put out. Oh, Kami-sama, do I actually have to say? Yeah, okay. So, Dakini 10 is a name for Oinari Okami, but a very specific name for Oinari Okami. If you've ever had a name that you give out to some of your friends where you're going out for a rough time at the club, maybe you're going out moshing at a metal show or something, and you have a specific name that you want to be called by there, that would be what Dakini 10 would be on a divine level, a rough and wild side of Oinari Okami.
Yeah, you're not going to be, Simon Ferocious everywhere.
Sid Vicious.
That's Terra McTruck Sweat.
Flint Ironstag.
Flint Iron. We put our faith in Flint Ironstag.
Bob Johnson. Wait. Anyway. But yeah, so generally when it comes down to Okami-sama, there is a talk about the Nagimi-tama and the Arami-tama. The Nagimi-tama is the shining, more perfected self, the more cheerful, pleasant self. The Arami-tama is the rough and wild self. And Dakini 10, as a divinity, is the kind of woman who rides around on the back of a fox, topless, with a flaming sword that she uses to carve people's hearts out of their chests.
Yeah,
Lord for
going
Lord,
around eating the hearts of the unworthy. Just
Or just the dead. I mean, there are conversations about
Lord forbid a divine having hobbies.
Yeah. So the basics is Dakini 10 was a demon. But she attained enlightenment from the Buddha and wept because she's carnivore. And the Buddha said, well, okay, tell you what, I will give you the ability to see into the future, to foresee someone's death. And then you eat the hearts of the person who has died of natural causes. Thus, she was still able to follow the strictures of Buddhism while still keeping herself alive. The Buddha's really cool that way, folks. But yeah, it's also worth noting that different shrine faiths of Inari faith will have different representations of her Aramitama. My own personal take on this here is Dakini 10 is the Aramitama of Oinari Okami. And someone that I invoke in my prayers. Make note of that as you will. Anyway, this has been Fox Facts with Zoe. Where's the eject button out of this call? Help. Where's the
Just
where
hang
am
up.
I? Help! Help!
Yay, Fox facts, Fox facts, Fox facts.
Right. Continuing on. Nice to have you. Ooh, Border of Death. Good enough. So, is law enforcement around here always like this? There's no law in this world. As we can't have a death penalty here, of course. Oh, what about the Yama? If you were stronger than the Yama, you could do what you want. That's the way of this place. No, of all places. Stronger how exactly? Financially? In cunning. Well, to which cunning person am I speaking? Mastermind behind the spiriting away, Yukari Yakumo. I heard about you from Ron. Oh, I've become famous now. Yes, I've always wanted to meet with someone as famous here as yourself. So much that woke you right up, I see. I can't give you an autograph, though. That's alright. Your handwritten duplicity would be sufficient. Handwritten? You have not yet noticed that you're not crafty at all? That the borders between the Pure Land and Hell are fading. This place has become a lawless land of Oni. Hell is not as scary as Makai. Oni, compared to the devil, are nothing at all. You cannot scurry away. Beyond here only lies the worst of Hell. It's alright as long as I have one thread of spider silk. I can find a way to heaven.
Once again, it's the syncretism episode, folks. The thread of spider silk that you climb to ascend out of hell. Mm-hmm. Yes, she did. Also, her name is pronounced Yukari, but the character is Murasaki, Violet. Like, and yeah, I'll say she's Violet.
Even when the way through my barrage is thinner and more intricate than any spider's web, I am not beating this. It's important to manage expectations. It's a miracle I got as far as I did with Ron Yakumo, but Yukari is an entirely different beast.
Barrier, curse of dreams to reality.
Oh no. This is a pattern I was supposed to do a very specific thing for, and I've already missed it. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I really like this segment of the song. It's unfortunate the music in this particular era of Touhou is very tinny, for lack of a better term. I really like the compositions, but a couple of them are really rather screechy. Sharp. I don't know how else to describe it.
That mesh light darkness. I think this might be our Dolman lattice. Do you see? It's not neat enough, I don't think. Evil Spirits Dreamland of Straighted Kirk.
Oh, hey, this sounds a little familiar. Ron did something like this too. Ooh.
Evil spirits, Yukari Yakumo spiriting away.
Really happy with how I did there.
Evil spirits bewitching butterfly living in the Zen temple. Once again, awfully specific. Up, here we go again.
I do not know what I am supposed to do. This is one of those chase around patterns, but I do not know how I'm supposed to chase that.
Turn of the Monday.
Ugh. I made it to the same distance as when I did with Ron, so pretty happy with that.
Good job.
That's the harder remix version of the extra stage, and I got the same distance. Got the practice stages, and we got that sort of thing, but I think that might do it here. Any remaining questions that viewers have, or any additional thoughts that you have, Nyri?
This was quite something. I mean, you know, like I said, we've got our we've had our taste of the journey to the west. We've had figures from the underworld. We've had the return of the Manji in its original form. It's been quite a ride.
Alright. Let's see here. Ompuko is ostensibly playing Voices of the Void, but it looks like he's got a web browser open right now. 30-hour emergency rent-making stream. So I'm gonna raid y'all over to there. Or whatever this nonsense he's up to. I think he's... Recently... Recently, Ompuko found a WWE slop content farm that was completely uncurated in any capacity. And so he found segments that just where the voice modulation thing or like the voice synthesis completely breaks down. So it's just in the middle of the video without any sort of fanfare, just the synthesizer goes what? What the what? And starts making horrible like transformation noises as you described it. But yes,
Incidentally, I wanted to say to Tomasz, thank you very much for the donation. My crowdfund for gas, the category of travel expenses is now at 74%. My God, thank you.
Thank you so much. I am cheering for Nyri as well because on the way through, might get a chance to meet in person.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to, I'm hoping it'll work out, but yeah, it'll be great to actually get to see Slime in person, and I'm looking forward to it.
Jelly friend.
Mm-hmm.
All right, right on over to Ompuko, and yeah, that was Ompuko that found that. If you look at the Blue Sky account that posted that video, but that's been making the rounds lately, and makes me happy to see. We've highlighted a couple of games made by Ompuko as well. They made the game Truss, and we showed that off, but it looks like they're... yeah, browsing around looking at something and chatting about it, so... Tell them the slime sent ya, and to another place, my friends.
To another place.
To another place.